Now and cry if you must. Let's stop the development. It's our way or bust.
Spencer Shatner sang the right tune today to a couple of hundred folks who are rallying together at the 11th hour. This to try and save the Augusta Canal. Development is now underway for the $2.3 million Columbia County Community Center at Augusta's Old Canal Park.
I would encourage those who have announced plans to reconsider their decision.
12 days ago, Augusta Mayor Devaney responded to angry taxpayers. He called for the halt of all canal projects until a master plan was developed. But contractors are going ahead with the community center anyhow. Robin Krause also wants it stopped. She's suing Columbia County. But last week, a judge didn't grant her an injunction to stop developers.
I am disappointed with the injunction not being issued, but I'm not discouraged, no.
Are you going to give up?
No, I'm never going to give up.
Robin says people's basic rights to walk around the park will be affected. Also, a pump station may be built on the canal, and a California developer wants to build a shopping mall and a golf course on the land. 1 week from tomorrow, the developer of the proposed golf course makes his formal pitch to the Augusta City Council. Organizers here say they're pretty concerned about the timing of the meeting, but they still say they hope to make an impact.
This is, as you know, Monday of Masters Week. And I can't think of a time when you could probably invite less public participation than maybe to have it on Christmas morning at 9 o'clock. But at any rate, you're going to be hearing from us that we're going to want you to turn out for this meeting. I think we should pack the hall.
And then we're going to build the Greenway. Let's do it!
This is what a greenway looks like in a bigger city. That is a long-term Augusta Canal goal for a lot of these folks. But for now, they say they're going to settle for their short-term goal. In Augusta, Neil Gordon, 12 Eyewitness News.
Out at the Pine-Tucky Skeet and Trap Club, they're gearing up to add an additional shooting range. One for pistols and small bore guns. This Sunday, they'll hold an open house from 3 to 5, where you can get some lessons, some demonstrations, some food, and a chance to help with the new facility.
We'll basically talk to them about membership at Pine-Tucky. We've always been open to all membership here, but we're really putting on a membership drive, and the immediate focus of our membership drive at this point in time is to raise money to build a pistol range.
With the addition of the new range, not only do the locals benefit, but it could be farther reaching.
Now, Atlanta is spending between $15 and $19 million to build the venues for shooting events in Atlanta for the 1996 games. Before they ever turn a shovel full of dirt, we can have a facility here in Augusta that's built for 3 years.
Now, you know I had to try my hand at it. Of course, the last thing I shot off was my mouth. Things did not go so well at first. Even my cameraman, Dave, had better luck.
Are you kidding me?
But with the law of averages on my side, I got the look of a shooter and the touch. Yes! And there's always something about hitting your target. Go ahead. Make my day. Globetrotting over 100 countries and for over 100 million people, the reason they do it is still the same.
When you get to take care of the kids, that makes it extra special. Like sometimes we have kids, you know, who have cancer or things like that, and we take them backstage and take them into the locker room, and that makes it real special.
The best part for me is watching the smiles on the kids' faces. That's the best part. It gives us energy, but it gives me energy, and to get out and perform, do the best that I can.
Again tonight, there were smiles on the faces of those in the crowd. And the Globetrotters even got Dawson.
Okay, hey, this is Channel 12.
Channel 12.
We watch them all the time.
All the time.
All right, just follow my lead, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Channel 12.
Hi, Channel 12.
Hey, you good,
Thank
man.
you.
Watch this here. We love you, Channel 12.
Love you, Channel 12.
Now take a look at this Channel 12.
Yes, a good time was had by all. The message.
I remember Channel 12, right? Yeah.
Okay, come on, one more message.
Hi, Channel 12. We watch Channel 12 all the time. That's a nice station.
Reports show 4.7 million truck and bus drivers nationwide are still without the new federally mandated commercial driver's license. Thousands of them in Georgia and thousands more in South Carolina. And at the stroke of midnight, those drivers could be fined from $600 to $5,000 if they're caught driving without it. And while the South Carolina legislature is asking its state law enforcement to delay taking any actions for the next 90 days on those without the license, Georgia will be enforcing the federal guideline.
Which we will check them through a normal operation. We're not just going to set up a license check. If someone living in South Carolina registered to operate a vehicle in South Carolina, that extension is only good in South Carolina. Once they cross over into the state of Georgia, they are subject to fines.
The drivers we spoke to say they know many of their fellow colleagues are still without the federally mandated licenses, and that there's still discontent within the trucking industry about being required to have one.
It's rotten. It's rotten. It's just a ripoff for us. We ain't getting no money, no more money than we was 15 years ago. We're going down on starvation.
It could help drive the freight rates up, which is something that the truck drivers need because our freight rates have been outrageously low for years now, and truck drivers have been hurting for a long time. As far as what it's going to do for us over the next 2 or 3 months, it's going to be a large pain in the butt.
In Columbia County, Donald Forbes, 12 Eyewitness News.
No horseshoes or rabbit meat needed for Coach David Cochran's Bulldogs scoring for their 13th consecutive win. That's because of the bats. The biggest is senior Casey Wenge with a .457 batting average and 10 RBIs in 35 plate appearances. The hot-hitting shortstop is driven by senior experience, not the supernatural.
I don't really have much superstition except for I don't really think nothing about the 13th win or whatever.
When you start winning, it breeds confidence, and when you breed confidence, you exude it, and when you exude it, you become better at what you do.
Each of Cochran's 3 years at Butler has been marked by some kind of streak. In 1990, it was an 8-game winning run. Last year, it was 7 consecutive losses. And in 1991, it's 12 wins and counting. A game-winning triple play against Westside boosted Butler early on. Wins over Hepzibah, Evans, Harlem, and a Ridgely County tournament title followed. Credit David Reed with 4 wins and 2 saves during that stretch.
Really, I didn't think we were going to go on a win streak like this is right now. But I knew we could beat teams as long as we played as a team.
Well, Hepzibah, the Bulldogs, all right, guys, break it down. Wait, here we go. In Augusta, 3 dogs, 1, 2, 3, dogs.
The year's first Grand Slam golf tournament begins tomorrow. The Masters has a long ticket waiting list, yet Neil Gordon reports there are lots of hopeful fans.
Somebody told me it was going to be bumper to bumper for my first trip to the Masters. Well, it wasn't much better for folks leaving the golf course.
This is getting really annoying. Come on.
Think about all the traffic out here.
It's incredible. We try to stay off, but my daughters are visiting from Atlanta. We thought we'd show them what we have here. We're sorry we came. It's been fun, though. Welcome to Augusta.
And welcome to Augusta National. The rolling hills, the plush greens, and the history. A lot of history. What do you remember about Palmer and Nicklaus in the 60s?
Year after year, just back and forth, back and forth. It was a lot of fun to watch him back then.
It is now more than 20 years later, and the Golden Bear was back practicing to win his 7th Masters. Mark Calcavecchi is trying to win his first, and he may be getting some unwanted advice on his putting.
I used to teach golf, and I've noticed that he gets ahead of the putts once in a while and gets a little quick at his backswing. That's what I thought Couples did when he wasn't a good putter.
And last year, I kind of studied the greens a lot more.
The media is here from Augusta and all over the country to predict the winner and even the weather conditions.
Notice the rain bristling down upon your sport coat.
Exactly, yeah. This is rain repellent, though. All weathermen wear rain repellent jackets and also bulletproof vests on days like today.
You said it was going to stop.
It's going to stop, promise you.
Didn't happen.
These North Carolina visitors didn't seem to care.
We've had a good time. We've even sat in the wet. We ate in the wet. We've done it all in the wet today. It's been good, though.
Yeah, we got to get a badge for the rest of the week.
This Oklahoma man will gladly watch the finals in the rain, but he's going to go home unless his plea for help is heard.
This golf fan came all the way from Oklahoma. Please, need one badge. Hampton Inn, room 238. I'll pay up to $100 a day.
There may be many Craig Humphreys looking for tickets this weekend, so I guess the rain and the bumper-to-bumper traffic is worth it if he can get to the Masters just once. In Augusta, Georgia, Neil Gordon for CNN.
I'm getting in the air with one hand. I feel like I can cut on.
Thousands were inside of Augusta National for tee time, but there were also plenty of folks on the outside looking to get in. Like these golf fans from Canada. They didn't want their faces on camera, but they did talk with us. They drove from Toronto for a reason, and they're willing to pay the price.
It's the most prestigious golf event in history, and we don't have, we've only got the major event like this up in Canada, the Canadian Open.
We're trying to pay $500 each, but if we have to, we'll pay $1,000 each. Know anybody's got them? Huh? Whatever you want.
These guys didn't have any luck either, and they had a prime spot. All the folks that we tried to talk to that carried a sign like this today wouldn't go on camera. They think what they're doing is illegal, but that is not the case.
If they volunteered $500 for a badge, then that's no problem. That's not scalping. But if they asked $500 for a badge, then it's scalping.
How much money would it take for you to give up your badge for the Masters?
No money at all. There isn't enough money in the world to give up this badge.
The guys from north of the border are praying that there's others who will give up their badges. They say they hope they didn't drive 1,500 miles for nothing. In Augusta, Georgia, Neil Gordon for CNN.